All right, folks. Those of you that are just tuning in on the live stream, and those of you guys that are walking over to the drift paddock, we just wanted to go over something briefly, because you're going to notice that two of the drivers you may have seen before. Well, during the break, two of the drivers reviewed some of the live stream footage, and there was a protest. It wasn't protest driver versus driver, but it was a battle between Evan Bogovich and Rye O'Connor. The issue was during the battle, in between the lead and chase runs, there was an error in the course layout. So when the judges initially saw the battle, they saw that what it appeared to be one of the drivers going around the outside of one of the outside zone markers, I believe, that actually was misplaced. So when they reviewed the footage from the live stream in between the top 32 and now the top 16, the judges deliberated and basically said, had it not been for that misplaced cone, they would have forced a one more time out of those two drivers. So what they said is, both drivers are willing. The very first two cars you see out here in the parade lap will be the very first run in order to figure out which one of these two drivers, either Evan Bogovich or Rye O'Connor, will be able to secure their spot in the top 16 battle. So little miscommunication. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the most important things about this track in any drift event is that the track is consistent. So we do have to take, when the cones are knocked out of the way, it's very important that the track is consistently the same. The drivers are expecting the track to be a certain way, and we need to make sure it is so we don't have these errors. So it was an unfortunate situation. Both drivers took it with a grain of salt. They're happy to go back and battle it out again. And, hey, that's one more battle for the top 16, so I'm pretty excited. Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, things happen. I mean, no one's perfect, and the mistakes occur. Unfortunately, with this kind of mistake, you don't really see it that often, but like you mentioned, it's very important to have the same course, the same layout throughout the whole time, because it's just going to throw off the drivers, because they're already come to expect the same layout from practice, and they've been practicing since yesterday.
Right. So it's been a long, hot weekend for a lot of these drivers. They've been pushing these LS power plants to the utmost limit. All this heat and all this high revving drift action, it puts a lot of wear and tear on these vehicles.
But it's a testament to the LS engine for the fact that we haven't yet so far. I don't want to
don't
speak
jinx
ahead.
us, don't speak ahead.
We have not heard of any sort of mechanical failure involving the LS. So it's really a testament to the proven reliability that many of the drivers here and throughout the world come to expect.
Yeah, it's been a great event. This is our first time out here. Those of you on the live stream, we thank you for joining us. And we're hoping to bring this back every year and just be here and just enjoy the drifting, enjoy the weather, and we hope you're enjoying it too as well.
Yeah. It's got to get a little bit better now that the sun is starting to set. Temperatures are going to drop. And like we've mentioned before, that oftentimes that you'll see the track conditions change in the sense that the grip levels change, and drivers have to quickly adapt to those variations, because if not, they might put themselves in an unknown territory where they'll make a mistake where they weren't expecting to make a mistake, because they were just hitting that portion of the course time and time again. And with that grip level change, it may come to an instance where all of a sudden they're just making a mistake that they weren't expecting to.
Yeah, we see that several times in the past. It does seem to vary depending on the track, how the grip levels change, as Ben was mentioning. Some of the tracks we've seen in the past where the track is actually slippery when it's really hot, and as the sun starts to set and that oil kind of seeps back down into that pavement, the real traction starts to begin. And you see these guys that were running nice wide lines now seemingly running very inside. And we've seen a lot of action so far. We've seen some drivers battling. We got a full range. It's a full range of drift competition. It's like the full spectrum. We have competitors out here for the very first time. We have competitors that are pro and have years and years of experience. So it's exciting to see how this is going to develop throughout the evening. Plus, we have drivers that have around 325 horsepower all the way up to 1,000 horsepower. And like I said earlier, drifting is a run what you brung motorsports. That's part of what makes it so great. You basically choose your weapon, and only thing we're really concerned about is safety, making sure you have your roll cages, fire suppression systems, everything in place that we can make sure that you guys are drifting having a great time, but doing it safely. Just so you guys know, we're live. What? All right. Just making some adjustments to the camera. Those of you guys who are watching live stream, we apologize. This is a test run. Those of you guys that are on the live stream, we're glad you're joining us. And just letting you know, this is hopefully signs of better things to come. So it's a very basic setup. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And if you do, let us know. Anybody that's here wants to watch the live stream, you can check out Drift Sessions on YouTube as well.
All right, so we're about to commence the top 16 parade lap.
Actually, kind of top 17, right? We got to go through one more battle. So you'll see 17 cars out there.
Top 18.
No. Because one of those drivers is going to advance, one's going to get knocked out.
Oh.
So there's 17 cars on the track. But here we go. Rye O'Connor out the gate in that Nissan 350Z LS powered. Followed closely behind him is Evan Bogovic. This is that one more time battle that we were talking about before we started the parade lap. These two drivers, they had both stellar lead and chase runs. It came down to a cone marker that was misplaced. What appeared that one of the drivers went around that cone on the outside, which would have equated to a 0. But then once they reviewed the footage, they realized that that cone was actually out of place. So initially, Rye O'Connor was awarded the victory, and Evan Bogovic was going to have to sit out. But once they reviewed the footage, all the judges said, listen, if that cone wasn't out of place, we would have given him one more time. So they're going to do that first battle. After that, you're going to see Ben Hobson in his Nissan 240 field suspension with that LS power plant. And then behind him, he's going to be battling Javi Martinez. Then you have Alec Robbins and Blaze Potts. Blaze Potts in that orange RX-7. And now coming out is Odie Botchke. So Odie Botchke is qualifying 5th. He's going to be battling the first half of the husband and wife team of Rudy Hansen and Shelly Hansen. You'll see Shelly Hansen out here soon. Next, we have Ian McDonald. Ian McDonald in that Colorado Drift School purple Chevy Corvette. He's going to be battling our 4th place qualifier in Dirk Stratton with that Lingenfelter Oracle Lighting Chevy Corvette. After that, now you see in that black Rifle Coffee BMW E46 of Micah Diaz. He's going to be battling Zendara Kennedy. Zendara Kennedy, professional stunt woman in that 350Z. Then we have the 11th qualifier, Matt Kaufman. He's going to be doing battle against what we called it. He got the Best Dressed Award. That's John Schaefer in a hibiscus livery. His whole team and family are all dressed to match that vehicle. Very exciting. Then we got Joshua Stewart. Joshua Stewart, he's out here battling in that black and green Chevy Corvette. He's going to battle the second half of that husband and wife team, Shelly Hansen. And then finally rounding out the pack is Rome CP. Rome CP is going to battle the winner of Rye O'Connor and Evan Bogovic. And that will be our first battle. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our top 16 drivers. We're excited to see these battles. This is what we've been waiting for. These guys are ready to throw down, burn some tires, and give you guys the best show possible. So thank you so much to Holley LS Fest West, and of course Tire Streets bringing us this Drift Challenge, sponsored by Moto IQ. Ben, what do you think so far? It's a bunch of beautiful cars.
Oh, definitely, and it's great to see the variety of the type of vehicles, from the Nissan to the Chevy Corvette to the Mazda RX-7. The Mazda RX-7, just a chassis that you don't see that often anymore.
We even see an RX-8.
Yeah, and that's great to see those vehicles still. It's as if like the LS engine breathed new life into it.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So here we are. It looks like this is Evan Bogovic. He's in that Air Force livery BMW. And then right behind him, this is that battle we've been talking about.
Rye O'Connor.
Rye O'Connor right behind him in his 350Z. We need to figure out who's going to win this battle in order to figure out who's going to battle Rome CP. So the winner of this battle is going to battle Rome CP in the top 16. The loser, unfortunately, will have to call it a weekend. Well, not actually call it a weekend. He'll be able to come back tomorrow and practice. So those of you that haven't had a chance to see drifting or you have to leave today, they're going to drift again tomorrow. It will not be competition style. It's just going to be a fun day of drifting, so it'll still be exciting. But competition's where it's at. This is where the guys really push themselves to the limit, burning those tires. We've seen these guys, they'll go through a brand new set of tires in only 2 runs, putting down anywhere from 325 to about just over 1,000 horsepower out of these LS powered vehicles. All right, folks, you see we haven't got right into competition quite yet because it appears like one of the drivers while they're out there lost some rear differential fluid or some transmission fluid on the track. And as you see, the course workers are trying to clean that up as quickly as possible. Hopefully that heat will kind of heat up that fluid and help clean the process, move along a little faster. But it's in a dangerous spot, right? So we don't want to have an area of the track that's not going to be ideal for these drifters, right? As you can see in the camera there, they got to clean it up. They're coming right into the wall, coming right out of the inside touch and go, and that's the beginning of the 3rd outer zone. So you can imagine as a driver coming in balls to the wall, full angle, full throttle, and if you don't have the traction you're expecting, it could become a pretty hairy situation. And we don't want to land any cars into that wall. Actually, you see the vehicle right there. That might be the vehicle that's actually leaked the fluid that's out there. I believe that's Joshua Stewart. So he's out there. That'd be a real shame if he can't get that car put back together. Hopefully he could just, I don't know, a little JB Weld or something maybe, throw some on there and pour some fluid back in. I don't know, probably not a good idea, but I've seen worse.
They've got to come out here and
as soon as we get this cleaned up, we're going to get right into that one more time battle between Evan Bogovich and Rye O'Connor. As you can see, they're backing that car up a little bit. Just, yeah, they're kind of towing. It looks like they have it on the wheel jacks there. And they're going to go ahead and pull him off the course. I'm sure that's not the way he wanted to start this top 16 competition. Hopefully he can get that put back together. Because he can't have any issues with that vehicle. These vehicles have to be running 100%. So what we're doing, I guess, while we're waiting for them to be pulled off, we'll kind of talk about the track layout. If you guys are here for the first time, we're looking at outside zones. Most of what the judges are focused on are a series of 3 outside zones. All the outside zones are marked start and finish with these lime green cones on the field. The first outer zone starts right on the wall. The grid here on the left, the outside lane is the lead lane. Both drivers go down the straight as fast as they can, slamming through the gears, initiate. From that first green cone to that second green cone is the first outer zone. That first outer zone is important that the drivers need to be as deep on the edge of that line as possible. And then they transition into this second outside zone. You see that second outside zone green marker from the other outside as you make your way throughout the inside of the course. That ends the second outside zone. Then they flick it right past those two other cones. That's an inside touch and go, not really clipping point, more of a point of reference. The judges said, hey, listen, we want you to get close there, but it's not, you don't have to get inches away, but we're looking for you guys to hug those two inside cone markers. And then they're going to go right into that third outer zone, which is where we had that spill there. So as they're coming out of that inside touch and go, they're pedal to the metal, just balls to the walls, flooring it right towards that wall. So they need that traction. Then they come off the course and finish off the layout and then go back at it again as they change positions. Who was chasing will now lead. Who was leading will now give chase and hopefully be able to decide a winner. Well, you know, you still see Joshua Stewart's vehicle out there. I was kind of looking through the bracket a little bit. As far as the top 16 bracket, the way it's laying out, he may have about a half hour or so to fix that vehicle. He's not going out against his battle in top 16, which he'll be battling Chelly Hansen. Probably a little past about three quarters through the top 16 grid. So he does have some time, but they need to get that car back to the pit, get it up on jack stands, and figure out what is going on with that vehicle as quickly as possible. Hopefully it's just an easy fix, but it's proven to be a little challenge just to get the car back to the pits. So we'll see what happens. So folks, just hang on for a few more minutes and we'll get right into this action. right, there you go. Looks like we're finally getting that vehicle of Josh Stewart off the track. He's going to need to get that car up on the jack stands, fix it as soon as possible. We don't want to see him go out like this, and nor does his opponent. I mean, it's not. Hey, they're not going to deny the win, right, due to mechanical failure of the other vehicle. But just about all these drifters, if you talk to them, they always want to have a fiercely fought battle and earn that victory. But hey, it is what it is. If the car has to advance on because the other vehicle is unable to perform, it is what it is. They're going to take that win. So hopefully Joshua Stewart can get that vehicle patched up and back on the track. And then the first car we're going to see into the burnout box here, scrubbing his tires, is going to be Evan Bogovic. Evan Bogovic in his Air Force liveried BMW, LS powered. He's got to get those tires warmed up. It's been about 3 hours or so since they were last behind the wheel. Not getting any practice. They're going right into competition.
All right, so it looks like Evan is gonna do a bit of a side lap. He's gonna survey the area just to check the group levels, just to see how bad it is that the oil that was dropped onto the track is gonna affect the car, and he's really gonna be focusing on that along with right here coming up with the 350Z. So,
right, we want to make sure the drivers have the grip they're expecting. So the track marshal is letting them go over, kind of survey the area and see how they feel. Obviously, most of it does appear to be cleaned up, but hey, we want to make sure the drivers are aware of the conditions and that there are not going to be any surprises as they make their way into that seemingly dangerous outer zone number 3. I mean, we've been calling it the tire splash zone, right? Because all the people on those areas of the track where you see these black banners across the walls have been getting just peppered with tire dust all day long. So that's we're going to call it the tire splash zone. So you may want to be careful. It may get some souvenirs in your eyes. Not going to want to. Might not be pretty, right?
Definitely not. Probably be a good idea. Get some umbrellas and just pop it up
sunglasses,
in front of you.
something. It looks like Evan Bogovic is taking another trip around through that area. Once they are aware of the conditions, we're going to line them up and go through this one more time battle. This is a top 32 battle. We're trying to figure out which driver is going to take that final top 16 spot. In the top 32 competition, as these drivers were battling back to back, in between the two runs, I believe one of the cones was misplaced. So when the judges initially saw the runs, they made their decision based on the positioning of the vehicle being on the outside of a zone marker. Then once they reviewed some footage, they realized it wasn't necessarily a protest against the other driver or mistakes. It was a protest against the track layout. The judges spent a good half hour or so deliberating, going over the footage, and they all agree. Basically, I think it was a 2-to-1 agreement. If that cone had been in the proper place, they most likely would have pushed it one more time because it was that good of a battle. So they talked with the drivers, and they all came to a unanimous decision to just say, hey, listen, let us battle out again right before we start the top 16, and that's what we're doing. So Evan Bogovic is at the start of the opening here of the track, about ready to go into the burnout box, start scrubbing those tires and get ready for competition. And then not too far behind is Ryan O'Connor in his 350Z.
Ryan O'Connor's getting some extra fuel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got some hopefully we're building new drift fans out here. That's what's so great about an event like the Holley LS Fest. As it goes throughout the country, it's trying to bridge that gap from different motorsports disciplines. We got car shows out here, drag racing, autocross, some dirt. I think they're out there jumping stuff with the limousine. It's like the best of everything. And of course, on top of that, everything has an LS in it. Everything from a jet ski to an airplane. We've seen just about everything utilize that LS platform. But this here is the Tire Streets Drift Challenge, and it's designed to build new fans, put on a show for everybody, give the drivers some much-needed competition experience that they can use to dial in their vehicles, dial in their experience, and get the crews and everybody that competition experience that they're going to need to take it to the next level. So it's very exciting. Hopefully you're building some new drift fans out here, and you're going to hear us talk about all kinds of different things. We're going to hear outer zone terminology. You're going to hear oversteer, understeer, spin out. That's what it is. You're going to be a new fan. We want you to be as educated as possible. There are a lot of drift fans out there that have seen this for 10, 15, 20 years. It may bore you with some of the things we're talking about, but we're really focused on those new drift fans. Those people that are new to drifting, we want to make sure they're educated, they understand not only what the drivers go through in just trying to maintain these vehicles, but also what the judges are looking for. The judges are looking for these drivers to be fully committed all the way through the course. They want to see full throttle. They want to hear the engine bouncing off the rev limiter. They're looking for nice, consistent angle, no bobbles, good speed throughout the course, right? We don't want to see or, lunging forward and surging back. So those are some of the things we're going to be looking for throughout the competition. So hopefully you guys can find those out as you start to learn more about the sport.
And one of the reasons why the track is laid out this way is that it doesn't want those tandems. That's one of the things that with other tracks and other layouts, you see implementation of outer and inner clips and inner zones and all of that, but the majority of this track consists of outer zones.
Yeah, and here we go. Looks like we're locked and loaded. Evan Bogovic in that lead lane. Ryan O'Connor going to give chase. Looks like Nick Swan giving them both a thumbs up. And away they go. All right. Both drivers making their way down the straight. Nice initiation. Look at Ryan. No! Ryan O'Connor spinning out in the chase position. Evan Bogovic has just got to hold it together. Slowing up a little bit, running a little wide. But he's walking away so far with the advantage. But Evan must complete his lead run. Even though Ryan O'Connor spun out, he still needs to complete that lead run in order to get a full pull. And it looks like he was able to do it.
Yeah, most definitely. Connor is just at the start of the run, just going way too hot and just wiping out, giving a clear advantage over to Evan in the lead position. My only concern for Evan is, well, how is he going to be able to handle the sketchy area that was set forth over towards the final turn? And it looks like he handled it with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, well, let's see here right now. Ryan O'Connor, unfortunately, sitting on a disadvantage. Evan may be able to take this away as long as Evan can keep it calm, cool, and collective, making his way throughout the course. All the pressure is on Ryan O'Connor, coming to us from Mill Valley, California. He's got about 700 horsepower underneath that hood, and here we go. Ryan O'Connor out front. Evan right there, side by side. Both drivers initiating almost right into the wall. All right, much better this time around. Ryan O'Connor kind of struggling to get out wide, kind of shallow angle, but Evan right there with him, transitioning alongside Ryan O'Connor. Both drivers through that second outer zone. Now that final transition around that inside touch and go. Good job by Evan trying to stay in that pocket. Ryan O'Connor much more dialed this time around, but it looks like it's just a little, too late for that, right?
Yeah, it's just not enough. And one of the things that I noticed on Ryan, the lead position, picking up some cones along the way, which is not what he's supposed to. Obviously, just off the mark. And I don't see how this decision is going to go any other way.
Well, that's one good thing about being announcers. We don't have to worry about that. We just pass along. We're just, don't shoot the messenger.
Yes.
All right, there you go. Evan Bogovic gets the win. Evan Bogovic gets the win, but he doesn't get much time to rest. He's going right in the top 16 battle. And now we are officially starting the top 16 competition of the Tire Streets Drift Challenge, sponsored by Moto IQ. It in the burnout box now. I believe that is Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson in that white, black, and pink Nissan 240SX. Sponsored by Pedal Commander, Field Suspension, Motegi Racing, and Coming from Powder Springs, Georgia. Got about 1,000 horsepower underneath that hood. Really pushing that LS to the limit. Been around for quite a while now, teaming up with the Hotchkiss in their professional program. So it's exciting to see him come out and battle it out today's competition. So Ben Hobson, he's going to be battling this man right here, Javi Martinez. Javi Martinez is in a 95 Nissan 240SX, sponsored by 41 Motorsport Field Suspension. And We Don't Lift Racing, 2F performance as well, coming to us from Tucson, Arizona. He's at about 700 horsepower, so about a 300 horsepower deficit. But on a track like this, shouldn't be too much of a big deal. This is a tighter course. Tighter courses tend to be more technical and kind of are that equalizer, so that the lower horsepower car is not that 700 horsepower by no means is low. But when you're going against somebody that's 1,000 horsepower, maybe it is. But we know Javi is definitely capable, and he's out here ready to do battle. One thing that Javi wanted us to let everybody know is the car is self-built, self-driven. It looks like a show car, but it's built for battle. If he wins, he's going to shove everything back into that vehicle. All right, here we go. The start of the top 16. Ben Hobson and Javi Martinez working their way down the straight. Whoa! Ben Hobson almost into the wall. Javi Martinez right there behind him. Look at Ben Hobson pouring out the smoke at 1,000 horsepower. All the bald eagles are screaming right now underneath that hood as they make their way throughout the course. Nice job. I can't even really see what's going on. There's just too much smoke. But it looks like Ben Hobson, and it looks like Javi Martinez is right there side by side as they come on outer zone number 3.
It's just amazing the amount of smoke that both of the drivers are generating, especially Ben Hobson. But one of the things that really stood out right at the start, it seemed like Javi Martinez took a while to get information and made a slight correction just at the start of the run. And it really gave Ben Hobson the opportunity to pull away just a bit, and Javi Martinez just having to make some compromises to regain that proximity that he lost from the start.
Yes, indeed. So, I don't know. This is what a way to start off the top 16 competition. How many Trip fans we got there? Can I hear you guys? Make some noise. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Not too bad. We're going to work on that throughout the night, though. And this competition, is just going to get better and better. I mean, what a way to start off this competition with drivers like Ben Hobson and Javi Martinez. This is exciting. This is the drifting that we want to see. These are the fierce battles we're looking forward to.
One of the things that stand out in this situation is the track workers do not want to make the same error as before. They want to be able to make sure that cones are placed in the correct spot, because we don't want one more time because of what happened before with Ryan O'Connor and Evan Motovich.
Exactly. Consistency is key. Consistent track. The drivers, they have enough to worry about with trying to keep their cars running. And another part of that is their crew members. So for their crew members have to make sure those vehicles are running at 100%, but they also have to focus on the driver's health. A lot of these drivers, they get so focused on competition that they forget they need to be staying hydrated. They need to stay fed. And we've seen it in the past where drivers overheat and they're not able to keep competing. So we don't want to see that happen. We want to make sure all the drivers are healthy. So that's another one responsibility as a crew. As a crew member, you have a lot of responsibility. Your driver's got to focus on driving, and then you have these privateers that there's one-man crew, right? They got to focus on everything. But here we go, Javi Martinez out front. Ben Hobson giving chase. Ben Hobson initiating right almost into the side of Javi Martinez. Looks like there's a little rubbing action. Yeah, baby. Oh, no. Oh, no. Javi straightening out. Ben still in it to win it. What's going on? Wow. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, there, Ben Hobson, he was on it.
Yeah. He was in hot, he was side by side. I don't know, it was hard to see from this perspective, from our perspective, if there was any sort of contact throughout the first turn. And if there was, the judges are going to have to assess perhaps who may be at fault, or was there any fault. I mean, we don't even know for sure if there was any contact at all. And now we'll have to see what happened, because right after that, Javi Martinez knocked down that cone, and then as he was transitioning over to the second turn, shut it down. And Ben Hobson really just having to make that slight correction just to escape making contact with Javi as he was exiting the course.
All right, well, while we're waiting for the decision, is it going to be Ben Hobson from Powder Springs, Georgia, or will it be Javi Martinez, Tucson, Arizona? We're going to find out shortly. Both beautiful vehicles, great drivers. We always get a chance. I think that's one of the things we enjoy most about coming to these events, is not just watching the drifting, but meeting the drivers. The meet and greet is tremendous, and all these drivers are full of a wealth of information. If you're a new fan and you want to get into drifting, and you see one of these drivers walking through the pits, go up and talk to them. They will talk to anybody and give them good advice. But it looks like we have a decision. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Does seem like there's that area of concern by the judges trying to deliberate whether or not Javi straightening out was caused by Ben Hobson. Was there contact? Kind of hard to see from where we are. We're announcing here at the far end by the start line, or actually by the burnout box. Judges are actually on the opposite end of the track. So those of you guys that are watching at home, please understand the view that you're seeing is not the judges' view. The judges are actually up on an elevated platform on the far end of the track, much closer to all the zones. But it looks like Ben Hobson gets the win. Ben Hobson gets the win. Give it up for Ben Hobson and Javi Martinez. What a way to start off our first battle of the top 16. Ben Hobson, he's definitely excited. Potts out there warming up his tires in his Orange RX-7 LS powered. He's pulling us down to his crew there, and he's just getting those tires all warmed up. He's going to be battling Alec Robbins. Alec Robbins sent me a text earlier. I don't know if he's still in fourth gear or not. Earlier told me he's having third gear issues, and you wouldn't have known because the car seemed like a rocket ship. So Alec Robbins, let's see how his transmission's going to hold up, saying he was basically, I believe he was just going from second to fourth, which is pretty exciting because you're going to see a lot of tire speed, which means a lot of tire smoke.
Yeah, Alec got word, actually. One of the police spots members said he's been battling car steering issues. It's not going to be easy for these competitors.
Yeah, Blaze Potts coming to us from St. George, Utah, sponsored by Show, and Drift Raft. Alec Robbins, Self-Made Status is his sponsor, coming to us from Becker, Minnesota. Both drivers rocking that LS power plant, of course. Blaze Potts with about 450, Alec Robbins sitting about 850, so definitely a power difference here. Blaze says, what's he? He said his victory plans is to finish his E46. Well, let's see if he's going to take out Alec Robbins. Blaze Potts out front. Alec Robbins giving chase. Both cars initiating. Whoa! Look at Alec Robbins all over Blaze as both cars transition. Alec diving inside, trying to get in the pocket, applying that pressure side by side. Oh my goodness! Give it up for these two drivers. I'm like shaking. This is amazing. I love watching these kind of battles. It just sucks. You don't know what's going to happen. But let me tell you, Blaze Potts wasn't phased whatsoever. Give it up for Blaze and Alec. There you go. That's what I'm here to see.
Yeah, what an incredible job for both of these drivers. Unfortunately, it was just Blaze Potts got a little bit too hot going into the second turn, knocking over some of the course markers. But for the most part, great job in the lead, and even perhaps a great job as well from Alec Robbins' part in the chase position.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, Blaze Potts, he said he's taking applications for girlfriends. So if that driving's turning you on, you may want to find him in the pits. He said he's taking applications. Yeah, I'll tell you. And also, with as far as Alec Robbins, he's trying to fund his program. So you can check him out, selfmadestatus.co for his shirts. Here we go. Alec out front, Blaze giving chase. Oh, look at Blaze. He's trying to repeat that performance of Alec Robbins, but Alec Robbins a little more horse. Whoa, look at Blaze diving in the pocket. He's not going to give it up at all. He is not going to hand it to Alec Robbins whatsoever. He has about 400 less horsepower, but you wouldn't be able to tell that because Blaze is all over Alec Robbins. Give it up for Alec Robbins and Blaze Potts.
And as you recall, both of these drivers having issues, differential transmission and power steering. So, but it looks like none of that is phasing both of these drivers as they're putting down some solid runs.
All right, it looks like we have a winner. Alec Robbins taking out Blaze Potts. But give it up to Blaze Potts. Blaze Potts definitely the underdog when it comes to power. And like I said, girls, he's going to be free for the rest of the evening, so you may want to check him out. All right, here we go. Looks like we have Cody Botchkis in the burnout box now. Coming to us from Phelan, California with that LS 430 horse. He is a pro driver, not utilizing his pro vehicle today. And he said if he wins today's competition, he's going to buy a lawnmower. And I kind of wonder, does he have any grass? Because if he doesn't look at it, if you live around here, you don't have any grass. Is he going to put some dirt or what? I don't know. We'll see. He said he's going to take that money and he's going to buy an LS-powered lawnmower if he wins this competition today. Next up, we have Rudy Hansen. Rudy Hansen is the second, it's first, I'm going to say his first half. He may say his wife is the better half, but he's the half of this husband and wife team. They call him Rudy the Bulldog, coming to us from Pocatello, Idaho, the LS1 powered vehicle, rocking about 400 horsepower. He's here to test the new build, get some laps with his friends. And he's utilizing some Holley headers and the LS swap kit. Odie's utilizing, wow, he says everything Holley. Everything Holley. There you go, all these drivers utilizing Holley performance parts in order to make their vehicle be more reliable and put out that power that they need. So it's definitely exciting. So let's see who's going to win. You got Odie Botchkis in that field suspension GT radial Nissan 240SX going against Rudy Hansen, sponsored by Track Tires and J&A Racing Oil. I don't know. It could be a husband versus wife battle later on if Rudy can take out Odie. And away they go. Odie out front. Both cars rocketing down the straight. Odie, nice aggressive flick, almost into the wall. But Rudy right there with Odie side by side through that first outer zone. Both cars, nice smooth transitions. Look at Rudy diving in the pocket. Odie Botchkis not able to run away from Rudy as both cars make that final transition around that wall. Look at wow, Odie doing a great job getting nice and tight on touch go, but Rudy right there with them step for step. Give it up for Rudy and Odie Botchkis. That's a great run.
Yeah, it was definitely hard to find any fault with both of the runs. You saw Odie just making sure to put the car in the right places and Rudy just following along and Odie just making it really easy to chase against Odie for that run.
Well, right now, Odie, he's in it for the lawnmower. He's going to take that money. He's going to take that money. He's going to buy a new lawnmower. How bad does he want that lawnmower? I think we're going to find out. Rudy said he needs gas money for Formula Drift. I don't know. Who's going to, it's either gas money or new lawnmower. Do I have any Odie Botchkes fans out there? What about Rudy Hansen? All right, here we go. Rudy out front, nice aggressive flick. Odie right there with the both drivers, making their way through that first outside zone. Odie making a little correction there in the chase position, but standing right in the pocket, trying to apply that pressure. This is going to be a hard one for the judges for sure, because both cars are right there step for step. Odie is right almost on the back bumper and almost door to door with Rudy Hansen. Is Odie Botchkes in the chase position. Wow.
That was just some great driving, and this is still the start of the top 16 battle, so it's just a preview of things to come. And it was just it's just great. Again, I'm just having trouble finding fault with both of the drivers. It might come down to like the little minute details, but we do have a winner.
Odie Botchkes gets the win. Odie Botchkes gets the win, taking out Rudy Hansen. And he wants that lawnmower, folks. He really wants it. Well, it's going to be, I guess, may argue the better half of Team Hansen. Shelly Hansen is going to have to make her way to that top 8 battle if she can get through her top 16. But we're going to see that a little later on. Right now, it looks like we have Dirk Stratton in that Oracle Lighting Lingenfelter Chevy Corvette. The man has years of experience. Always exciting to watch. He's going to be battling Ian McDougall. They call him Dougal. Actually, Ian texted me a little while ago. Let's see what he said. Oh, so Ian with the purple vet, when he comes out here, he said his vet is still a street car. Well, I'll fill you guys in now. Right now, we got Dirk Stratton warming up those tires, scrubbing the front tires. As you see, he turns the steering wheel quite a lot. Almost looks like he's understeering sometimes. They're trying to get not just the rear tires scrubbed and ready for competition, but also those front tires. They want those tires to be nice and warm so they can have the traction they need in order to be competitive. And Dirk Stratton is probably one of the most competitive drivers out here tonight at this Holley LS Fest West Drift Challenge brought to you by Tire Streets and Moto IQ.
He's been a top qualifier before, so he's definitely a strong contender.
Yeah, he is a strong contender, coming to us from Salem, Ohio. Now in the burnout box, as I was talking a little earlier, it's Ian McDougall coming to us from Denver, Colorado. He's got about 500 horsepower, and then he said if he wins, he's going right to the casino. And then when I asked him why LS, he said bald eagles, man. Bald eagles and freedom. But he did text me a little earlier. He was telling me this is a street car, and he's, I'm not going to read it word for word, but he said he's taking this bad boy, I'm using a different B word, down to the Las Vegas Strip after the competition. All right, here we go. Dirk Stratton, he's going to lead. Ian's going to give chase. Both cars locked and loaded. And away they go. All right, Dirk Stratton, Ian McDougall working away down straight. Both cars banging through the gears. Nice initiation, side by side. Dirk Stratton starting to pull away a little bit as he makes his way out of that first outer zone. Nice flick into that second outer zone. Getting nice and deep now. Look at the smoke already pouring out of the back of Dirk Stratton's vehicle. Getting lost in smoke. Looks like Ian McDougall can't really see his vehicle too much from here, but I can just see a plume of smoke coming out from Dirk Stratton's vehicle. Ian, I don't know how he even drove through all that.
Yeah, it's, I can't imagine how difficult that was, but one of the things that stood out is just, again, we've seen Dirk Stratton before in other competitions, and the thing that consistently stands out is the massive amount of speed that that Corvette is able to unleash on the track. And many competitors struggle to match that speed. And we saw a little bit of that with Ian McDougall in the chase position. It seemed as though Dirk Stratton utilizing the track to his advantage to capitalize on that power difference, and Ian McDougall struggling with that proximity.
Yeah, and Dirk Stratton said if he wins, he's going to take his family and friends out for a nice dinner, and he's going to celebrate with his new 4-month-old son, Drake. Shout out to little Drake. Hopefully we see him here in a few years. But here we go, both out there. Ian McDougall, whoa, nice aggressive flick. Whoa, what's going on? Oh, they're still drifting. They're still drifting. They're not going to give it up. This is what I'm talking about. Robbins racing, and this is just exciting. I'm losing my, I can't even talk straight. These guys are battling it out.
Get it together.
And it's fierce. I got to get it together. I can get my head in the game. Get my head in the game. Oh, no. Dirk Stratton, I don't even know what's going on here. That first outside zone was almost like a train wreck, but they both stayed in it.
Yeah, it was inexplicable. I was expecting something to happen. It didn't happen. Both drivers went through unscathed, making corrections, but it just seems like, okay, if we ignore all of that, then something happened when they transitioned from the second turn into the third turn, where Dirk Stratton fell back behind. I don't know what happened. It was hard to see with all the smoke that was just pouring out from both of these cars.
Yeah.
And I'd have to wonder what is going to happen here.
I don't know. It almost seemed like one of them was going to like stop a little bit, right? And then the other guy's like, you're not going to stop drifting? Well, I'm not going to stop drifting. And he just kept going. And they made it all the way around the course. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Dirk Stratton or Ian McDougall. Ian McDougall runs a drift school in Colorado. So if you're from Colorado, you want to start drifting, you may want to check him out. Colorado Drift School. And of course, we got Dirk Stratton in that Lingenfelter Oracle Lighting Chevy Corvette, sponsored by Valino Tires, Ignite Race Fuel, Optima Batteries, and Blackheart Exhaust. Two beautiful vehicles sitting out there, just waiting for a decision. I don't know, what do you guys think Dirk Stratton? Let me make some noise for Dirk Stratton. You guys think Dirk Stratton won? What about Ian McDougall? Ian McDougall? Who wants to see it one more time? Everybody wants to see it one more time. Oh, looks like Dirk Stratton gets the win. I don't know, Dirk Stratton's getting the win. All right, there you go, Dirk Stratton gets the win. Ian McDougall, unfortunately, is going to have to call it a night, hopefully be back here. But Dirk Stratton getting the win, advancing on to the next portion of the battle. But what a fierce fought battle. So there was, I guess, trying to figure out what's going on as far as that first outer zone. But right now in the burnout box, we got Micah Diaz. Micah Diaz from Riverside, California. He's rocking a 6.9 LSA, about 620 horsepower. Victory plans are to kiss my wife and shake some babies. Hopefully not too hard, right?
It's a good thing it's not not kissing baby, shake the wife.
Yeah, you don't want to shake the wife and kiss the baby. Well, I mean, kissing the baby is okay, right? You definitely don't want to shake the wife. You'll be sleeping on the couch. He did say there's a kid on the way. And he told me, yeah, there's a kid on the way. He goes, I'm not sure who the mother is. I'm not sure what that means. I guess they're going to have to figure it out later. But in the burnout box now, we have Zendara Kennedy. Zendara Kennedy, professional stunt woman by trade. She's driven in movies like The Adam Project as a stunt driver. So now she's out here, and you can follow her. She has her own schedule, and she just battles and battles. She's getting a ton of competition experience. She's sponsored by Drift School USA, Kansei Wheels, Nonstop Tuning, Fish Racing, and LOJ Conversions, and also FDF Race Fab. Coming to us from Vancouver, Canada, in the LS3 crate engine, about 440 horsepower. Here we go. Mike Diaz out front, Zendara Kennedy giving chase. Both drivers down the straight. Mike, a nice initiation. Wow, look at Zendara Kennedy. Whoa, what's going on? Did Diaz, I don't know, did he slow up? Did he have a mechanical issue? Or did Zendara Kennedy get too far ahead? One thing about the chase driver, they cannot impede that lead driver. I don't know, we'll see. Huh. Very interesting, very interesting. But they're switching. And now it looks like Zendara Kennedy is in the lead lane. And Diaz is in the chase lane. I see Nick Swan out there talking to both drivers, saying, hey, listen to what happened. I can see him walk around. He's going to talk to Zendara Kennedy. Micah Diaz coming to us from Riverside, California. You can check him out at Micah_Diaz_. And then Zendara Kennedy, I believe her tag is Z Drifts. You can check her out as well. Interesting story behind Zendara, though. That vehicle was on fire, and she was able to get it back together and go over and be able to battle on today. Here we go, Zendara Kennedy out front, Diaz right behind. Whoa! Oh, man! Diaz very aggressive in that chase position, but allowing Zendara to kind of pull away for a minute. Diaz diving back in the pocket, catching back up to Zendara Kennedy. Zendara Kennedy doing a great job filling out those outer zones. Both cars flicking into that inside touch and go. Both of them full throttle. Look at the smoke. Right in that wall through outer zone with 3. Give it up and Zendara Kennedy and Micah Diaz. It really is going to come down to what happened on that first run.
And we don't know exactly, so I think this really, it's really hard to say. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I tell you, Zadar Kennedy gave a huge shout out to Holley. As I mentioned, her vehicle was on fire for about 12 to 15 minutes. She had to replace so much in that vehicle, and it was crunch time. So with the help of Holley and a great crew, some great friends, she was able to get that car back together and battle out here. And she just may move on to the top 8 after this battle, so we'll see. Micah Diaz has been on fire, so it's really, I want to catch up with him later and find out exactly what was going on his lead run, what caused that mishap as they went through initiation. Did he hit the wall on initiation? It's kind of hard to see from this vantage point.
Or was it a case that perhaps Sundaro just went too far ahead?
Could be.
Not allowing Micah to just carry on.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I asked Diaz, you know, why did you choose LS? You know what he told me? It's the best.
Ah.
He said, because it's the best. It's my poor attempt to channel my inner Nacho Libre. Micah Diaz gets the win. Micah Diaz gets the win, so there must have been something on that initiation. Maybe Zadar Kennedy came in a little too hot in that chase position, but nonetheless, the judges were able to analyze and come up with a decision. Micah Diaz moving on to the top 8 competition. Next up, we have the winner of the Best Dressed Award of Holley LS Fest West at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, brought to you by Holley and eBay Motors. But this is the Drip Challenge, sponsored by Motor Beautiful, beautiful livery. He's got the hibiscus livery going on there. He's not only wearing the same color shirt, his whole family, his crew wearing that same color shirt. So it's definitely exciting. And right now, warming up his tires is Matt Kaufman. Matt Kaufman, a seasoned veteran of the sport, out here ready to do battle. And as you can just look at that vehicle, you see it's been in some pretty fierce battles.
Yeah, and he's been on attack mode throughout the whole weekend. As we see that everyone that he's gone quickly, and I mean very quickly gets back.
Yeah,
he really wants to get to the
he does. Now he's smoking us out. Here we go. Hold your breath, folks. Sorry, excuse me. My bad. Oh, man. Mullet Daddy, John Schaefer, is he going to be able to take out Matt Kaufman? John Schaefer's going to lead. Matt Kaufman giving chase. There they go, down the straight. John, whoa, nice flick right almost into the wall. Matt Kaufman there side by side. John doing a good job filling out that first outside zone. Could have gone a little deeper. Both cars flicking, but look at Matt Kaufman. Matt Kaufman's diving in for the attack, trying to get right in that pocket. But Schaefer, he's not going to give it to him too easy. Both cars, oh my goodness, the smoke that's coming out. I can't even barely see, but I see some headlights, and they look almost side by side coming through outer zone number 3. Wow.
Yeah, it was very difficult to see exactly what transpired into the first turn. One thing to note, though, is that John picked up the cone. His vehicle picked up the cone throughout the first turn, so I don't know exactly what happened there that caused him to do that, but for the rest of the run, it's really hard to tell what happened because there was just so much smoke on the track. Yeah,
John said his victory plans are to buy his boys some dinner, get some gas money, and head back home. Maybe buy himself some new shoes. Anyhow, the both drivers are back up to the line. And as you can see now, Matt Kaufman's going to lead. John Schaefer is going to give chase. And it's going to be pretty exciting. I mean, it's a close battle so far.
Indeed.
Yeah. John Schaefer's sponsored by Schaefer's Oil, Black Widow Exhaust, Kensei Wheels, and GT Radial, coming to us from Colton, California. Unfortunately, I don't really have too much information on Matt, except for what we already know.
Maybe he likes to keep it that way.
Yeah, man of mystery, man of mystery.
Indeed.
Another interesting comment when we talked to some of the drivers and we asked them some specific questions, and one of them was, John, why LS Fest? He said it's the best event of the year, so that's pretty cool. And he said he'd rather be here than at work, and that's why he's here. Wouldn't we all rather be out on the track drifting than working? Absolutely, but unfortunately, got to pay the bills, got to buy the tires.
And the parts.
And the parts, that's for sure. John Schaefer, some call him Mullet Daddy, at about 587 horsepower out of that LS, heading down the strip in that chase position. Matt Kaufman out front, both drivers, nice initiation. Matt Kaufman starting to pull away, a car or so ahead of John. Both cars looking at John trying to dive back in that pocket. Matt Kaufman doing a good job fending off the attack as both drivers through that final transition make their way through that inside touch and go. Whoa! Look at that, John looks like he spun out. And Matt Kaufman holding it together. I don't know if he got lost in the smoke or what happened. But it definitely does look at him giving a burnout right through the tire splash zone.
I think he knows.
Yeah, I think he knows. I think he has an idea he's going to burn out the rest of those tires, and we're going to get here for the official decision.
Yep,
all right, Matt Kaufman. Matt Kaufman gets the win, taking out John Schaefer. Well, I think the boys are going to take it out. There you go. Burn up them tires, buddy. Woosah, woosah. The crew may want to get him off the track. May want to get him off the track before he riles some feathers here. Track marshals are really focused on safety and want to make sure the drivers are getting on and off the track safety. John just, showing he's ready to have a good time. So John Schaefer, Schaefer's crew, you guys better take him out tonight. Even though he didn't advance on, take care of your boy. But up next we have Rome CP, Garagistic BMW E36. And he's going to be battling out against Evan out there on his way up to the line. We got Evan Bogovic getting ready to warm up here. Warming up in his tires, screwing his front tires in that Air Force livery BMW. Rome's locked and loaded. It's both BMW versus BMW. Both Evans powered. Rome is sitting out about just a measly 1,070 horsepower. A whole lot of bald eagles underneath that hood of Rome CP. He's getting ready to do battle against Evan Bogovic. Rome CP he's in the lead lane, so he will be leading first. Evan will give chase. So Rome coming to us from Rancho Cucamonga in that LS7 powered 1,070 horsepower. That's just a little bit.
Pretty specific.
Yeah, pretty specific for sure. All right, both drivers down the straight. Nice initiation by Rome. Evan right there with them as the cars make their way through that first outside zone. Nice transition. Whoa, Evan diving inside, trying to close that gap, dive in for the attack. But Rome CP looks like he's fending him off pretty well, starting to try to pull away. It's hard to see right now because there's so much darn smoke. But both cars side by side. Rome CP and Evan Bogovic. Wow. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it was really hard to notice any fault with both of the drivers in that run. The only thing that I could notice was towards the end of this run when they were going through the third and final turn. You saw that Evan fell back a bit. I wonder what happened. Perhaps he made a slight correction leading up to it that allowed Rome to actually pull away just a bit. Yeah,
Rome CP and that Garagistic Holley Magnus Supercharger out there throwing all those ponies, all those bald eagles all over the track. But right now, Evan is going to lead. Rome CP is going to give chase. Looks like they got the thumbs up and away they go. All right, Evan out front. Rome not too far behind. Both cars initiating almost at the same time. Whoa, Evan looked like he tapped the wall on entry, and Rome is right there with Evan through that first outside zone. Here we go. Is Rome going to dive in for the attack? And he is. He's almost front tire to back tire of Evan as they make their way and do that final transition through that inside touch and go. Look at Rome right there side by side with Evan. Give it up for Rome CP and Evan Bogovic. What a run.
Well, similar situation as we saw from the previous one, but the main difference was in the final turn. Rome was a lot closer to Evan when compared to the previous run.
Yeah, so is that going to be enough to take Evan out of competition? We're about to find out. Yeah, it looks it is official. Rome CP advancing on. Evan Bogovic, he can come back tomorrow and go down with his boys for some practice on Sunday. Rome taking the victory, moving on to the top 8. Next up, it looks like we have Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson winning his first round of the top 16.
#1 qualifier as well.
Wow. So part of Odie Botchke's team, Ben Hobson, #1 qualifier, and rocking that 1,000 horsepower Texas speed, 427 Vortex supercharger on top. Comes to us from Powder Springs, Georgia. If you're taking pictures, go ahead and tag him in the pictures. It's at Ben Hobson 213, at Ben Hobson 213. Go ahead and tag him in those pictures. When we asked him what kind of Holley products, he just said, hey, all kinds. Why LS? He said, because they're the best. Well, we'll see. His victory plans are to pay for some new tires. Seems to be a common thing amongst most of these drivers. But he's going to be battling Alec Robbins. Alec Robbins has been a beast this weekend. He's going to Becker, Minnesota. His tag is at Alec Robbins Racing. Alec Robbins Racing. Check him out. He's got a 6.0 liter at about 850 horsepower. He's got the bonus points. Also, Thomas LS is the best. He's got plans to go to Formula Drift Atlanta, so we'll see how that works out if he wins. And he just says this platform is just simple, reliable, and has great power. And that's why we're here. This is the Holley LS Fest West here at the beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And you guys are tuning in and you're watching. This is the Tire Streets Drift Challenge, sponsored by Moto IQ. You can see trying to get that smoke out of the car there.
This is the start of the Grade 8.
This is the start of the Grade 8. Folks, we're about halfway through the competition, and away they go. Ben Hobson out front, Alec right there behind him, step for step. Nice transition into the first outer zone, and both cars flicking almost into the wall. Alec Robin drop, whoa, ejecto kono, because it's like my saying, right? As these cars just flip those cones out. Oh, watch out! Crazy cones out on the track. Ben Hobson is just a beast as he's making his way throughout the course, going through that inside touch and go, able to pull away from Alec a little bit towards the end. But Ben Hobson, I mean, just flicking these cones all over the place.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've noticed is that when you're in a chase position against a driver that's putting out so much smoke, you don't want to fall into the smoke line, because that is just going to absolutely blind you and possibly just make you lose sense of where you are at the track and make you make even more mistakes from that position.
Yeah, Ben Hobson's now going to give chase in that pedal commander field suspension. Motegi Racing, CoralWorks vehicle of his. Alec Robbins, self-made status. Here we go. Alec out front. Ben Hobson going to give chase.
Well, we're going to have to wait a bit, because it seems like either Ben Hobson or Alec Robbins did a pretty good job of rearranging the course, as a bunch of cones just went flying throughout the course.
Yes, cones are our friends, guys. Cones are our friends. As we mentioned before, we want to make sure that track is the same every time these drivers go out there. And as the sun is setting over the mountains, the temperature's finally starting to come down. We're getting a little relief from that heat. I believe it was almost 100 degrees today in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees here, but I can't imagine how hot it was inside some of these vehicles, because they can easily reach over 100.
Oh yeah, I have a friend of mine that he took the temperature one time inside his vehicle, and he said he was about 120 degrees inside.
Oh.
Yeah, so it gets pretty rough inside there. So if you're a crew member, one of these drivers, make sure your driver's staying hydrated. Make sure they're at the top of their game. They need to be there mentally and physically. It's not just about the vehicles, it's really about these drivers. We see these drivers take these machines to the ultimate limit, but with parts from Holley able to maintain that consistency and reliability. Haven't seen, you're right, these engines have been just tried and true and just taking the beating and this heat all day.
Yeah, and Also, another thing, I want to remind folks that are here in attendance, afterwards, feel free to just come over to the pits, interact with some of these drivers, some of these competitors. They are really welcoming to have you to get to know more about them and their vehicles and their programs, because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, especially Alec Robbins trying to fund this program, selling some t-shirts. So he has some shirts available in the pit. So Alec Robbins in that purple Nissan 350Z. You can also check out his shirts at selfmadestatus.co. Selfmadestatus.co. Help support that man and be able to fund his, his program. All right, here we go. Looks like they're locked and loaded, ready to go. Alec Robbins out front, Ben Hobson giving chase. Whoa, this is going to be a fierce battle. Look at Ben Hobson right off the door of Alec Robbins as they make their way through that first outer zone. Ben Hobson on the attack out the gate. Look at that tire. Whoa, give it up for these drivers. Look at Alec Robbins putting down a stellar lead run. And that's just giving Ben Hobson every advantage he needs to dive in the pocket. Give it up for Alec Robbins and Ben Hobson. What an amazing lead run.
That was just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that's the thing. With a lead run like that, when you have a driver like Alec Robbins throwing down such a solid lead run, Ben Hobson can get so confident and dive in for the attack. I mean, I don't want to say, Alec is helping, Ben out, but he may have. Yeah, and there you go. Ben Hobson wins. Ben Hobson gets the win. Great job by both drivers. Alec Robbins, check him out, selfmadestatus.co. That man is a great future, I'm sure. Ben Hobson did not get it taken. Wasn't able to walk away with that victory easily, that's for sure. Next up in the burnout box as we're working our way through the Grade 8, Dirk Stratton from Salem, Ohio. You can hit him up at Dirk_Stratton. He's in that Lingenfelter Chevy Corvette, sponsored by Blackheart Exhaust, Valino Tires, Ignite Race Fuel, and Optima Batteries. He's definitely excited. He's got some victory plans. He said, I'm going to celebrate. If I win, I'll celebrate with my team and family and friends, my wife and his newborn 4-month-old son, Drake. What's up, Drake? Hopefully we see you out here. I don't know, he's 4 months old. I'll give him 9 years, Drake. You got 9 years to get out here. I want to see you drifting out here at 10 years old. What do you think? Is that on fair request? With a father like Dirk Stratton, it's definitely possible. And now, but you know what? Dirk Stratton's got to get past Odie Botchkes. Odie Botchkes, another pro driver coming to us from California. You can hit him up at Odie Drift. He's rocking an LS3 and 430 horsepower, so he's not utilizing that full vehicle. He's at a slight horsepower disadvantage with 430 horsepower to Dirk Stratton 700.
And Odie's going to be really trying to push for a win here because he's going to go up against Ben Hobson. And Ben Hobson is going to go up against his babysitter, so.
Oh my goodness,
it's going to be interesting.
Odie Botchke said he's here to babysit Ben Hobson, but it may, I don't know, we'll see. That's a great battle. Here you go, Dirk Stratton out the gate. Nice initiation right on the wall. Odie dropping back about a car or so. Dirk Stratton right there, the tacticianer that he is, being able to be on that outer edge of the course, doing a great job. But look at Odie diving in for the attack, almost making contact through that transition. You wouldn't know Odie had about 300 less horsepower because he's right there with Dirk Stratton. Give it up for Dirk Stratton and Odie Botchkes. What a great show. Odie wants that lawnmower too. He said, victory plans, buy a new lawnmower. So he's, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Both of these drivers are utilizing a lot of Holley parts. Dirk Stratton said he's running some valve covers, coil packs, some Hooker Blackheart exhaust. Where Odie is, he said basically everything Holley is, EFI and everything. So it's shown to be a proven platform, especially being put under this type of load, right? These guys are pushing their cars to the utmost. Odie in that field suspension, GT radial, Nissan 240SX. He's gonna lead now. Dirk Stratton gonna give chase, and away they go. Odie out front, Dirk Stratton almost on the back bumper of Odie. Boom, almost into the wall. Nice initiation by Odie as they make their way through that first outside zone. Dirk, boom! Tom Stratton! Oh my goodness! Look at Dirk Stratton coming in hot. Just a little too hot. What's going on, Ben?
I am between the transition from turn 1 into turn 2. Dirkstrand was on the attack and just went too aggressive and ended up wiping out, making it easy for the judges to determine a winner. It's really, really...
Oh my goodness. What is going on?
Wow, I'm at a loss of words.
So, as you said, if Odie takes this win, Odie, being the Jedi Master that he is, taking a young Padawan like Ben Hobson, is now going to may possibly have to battle out his prodigy, right? Odie Botchkies gets the win! Odie Botchkies gets the win! Wow, Dirk Stratton coming in hot, unfortunately, kind of taking himself out of competition. But that is a battle. What a battle lineup. Odie versus his teammate, Ben.
There's a lot of
Yeah, master versus student. We'll see what happens.
And a lot more.
Yeah, all right. Right now we got Micah Diaz coming to us from Riverside, California. You can hit him up at Micah_Diaz_. He's rocking about 620 horsepower out of that LS 6.9 liter. He's here to have fun. He's rocking a Holley intake manifold. And the man has a kid on the way. And like I said, he's here because he's rocking an LS because it's the best, right?
Yeah, and get ready to cover your eyes because Matt Kaufman is out in the burnout box. And as we've seen before on multiple occasions, he just enjoys smoking us out.
Yeah. Seems to be doing a little thing here at the Drip Challenge, brought to you by Tire Streets and Motor IQ.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go. All right, give us a little taste of that tire.
Yeah, the NATO tires.
Yep, I can't see anything.
Okay.
All right. Oh, man.
Did they start?
I don't know. I can't see nothing. All right.
I think they're about to.
Yep, Diaz is going to lead. Kaufman going to give chase. All right, away they go. Diaz out front. Kaufman, from what I can tell, is right there with... Yes, he is. Both drivers making their way through that first outside zone. Look at Kaufman trying to apply the pressure. Kaufman utilizing a lot of angle. Whoa, look at Kaufman. He's so close in the pocket. I can't even see. I can't even see him. I can't see anything. All I see is smoke. But it looks like Diaz is throwing a heck of a lead run. And there you go. You can see the lights side by side as they come out of outer zone number 3. I can even comment on it because I couldn't see nothing.
Yeah, neither can I. I mean, it's just, well, we do know that 2 cars were on track. Michael was in front, Matt Kaufman in the back. They seem to be close to one another throughout the whole run, so it may just come down to this battle, this half of the battle.
It may just come down to it, yeah. Micah Diaz says his victory plans is to kiss his wife and shake some babies. We'll see how that works out for him.
Well, we see a course marker having to get readjusted, so somebody knocked over a clone. There's that.
Yeah. Micah Diaz in that GT Radial BMW E46. I believe black rifle coffee as well on the side of that vehicle, but looks like they're ready to go. And away they go. Matt Kaufman out front. Micah Diaz giving chase. Both drivers, nice initiation. Diaz dropping back about half a car. Now he's going to dive in the pocket. Can he have that same chase run? Whoa, look at the angle. Diaz trying to... Oh, no! Oh, Diaz seemingly giving the advantage right to Matt Kaufman. Matt Kaufman just on fire tonight. Look at him. That thing's a rocket ship smoke machine.
Yeah, it was really hard to tell exactly what happened, but we did see before that what transpired towards the end of towards the start of the second turn is that Micah Diaz was just going way too aggressive and just knocked over cones. But look at this, Tim.
What's that? What?
We see some damage in front of Michael's car.
I do. If you look at the passenger side of Micah Diaz's vehicle, his bumper has sustained some damage there. So I don't know if that was some contact during the transition. Matt Kaufman and Diaz both at the line. It does look like Matt Kaufman gets the win. Matt Kaufman gets the win. Taking out Diaz. Diaz maybe took out himself, maybe getting a little too aggressive. But he did say he has a baby on the way, and he's just not sure who the mother is. I'm not sure I don't really know what that means. Anyhow, next up, Rome CP in the Garagistic BMW E36. He's going to be going up against Shelly Hansen. This is the second half of the husband and wife team. Husband Rudy has unfortunately been taken out already, but the family is still in the game. Rome CP coming to us from Chickamauga has that 1,070 horsepower coming out of that LS7. That's a whole sponsored by Garagistic, Holley, Magnuson, and Vitor. And he's out here, he's in it to win it. But so would Shelly Hansen. She's coming to us from Pocatello, Idaho. She has an LS3 at about 400 horsepower. And her victory plans are just help pay my team and get back into the program. All these drivers, a lot of them are self-funded. Yes, they have sponsors, but it takes a lot of money to put in these vehicles to maintain power and just afford the tires for these vehicles. So that's usually what these drivers do. All this money goes right back into the program. All right, so it looks like Rome's going to lead. Shelly's going to give chase. Hansen in that track tires, J&A Racing Oil blue Nissan 240SX, and away they go. Rome out front. Shelly's not too far behind. Both cars transition. Rome almost, I don't know if he tapped the wall, but he was almost right in that wall. But look at Shelly Hansen, nice transitioning. She got to dive into the attack. Look at Shelly, right there with Rome. CP as they make their way throughout the course. Rome, wow, look at Shelly almost on the door of Rome CP. Rome CP doing a great job in the lead position. But Hansen, she's not going to give it to him, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely not that easy. Great drive from both of these drivers. Rome doing a good job of just putting the car in the right positions. And Shelly, it looked as though that she made a little bit of a compromise towards the end of the first turn to set herself up properly for the second turn. So that way she's side by side against Rome CP.
Yeah, so today, unfortunately, Rudy, I'm sorry to say, your wife's the better half.
Oh.
Ooh.
Watch out.
He's right there. He doesn't hear me, though. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
So your wife's the better half today. He's like, oh, yeah, definitely the better half. That's good. Family affair, folks. It's a family affair. That's why we love drifting. All right. Shelly's out here. She's in it to win, and away they go. Shelly out front. Rome not too far behind, giving chase. Both cars, nice initiation in that first outside zone. Rome's got to try to stay right in. Oh no, what's going on? Shelly looks like she's having some trouble in that lead position. Rome's doing what he can to stay in drift. Oh man, what a shame, But Rome's still in drift, trying to do what he can to stay behind her. Shelly looks like, I don't know if she kind of overcooked coming out of outer zone. Well, look at Rome diving in the pocket. It's going to be interesting what's going on here. Maybe she has some mechanical issues. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe she lost. A lot of times some drivers don't notice that they just drop power all of a sudden. And it seemed like that because she slowed up quite a bit. So maybe something's going on with that vehicle that we don't know about. But maybe we'll get some word later from either Rudy or Shelly herself. But we got right now Rome, CP in that Garagistic BMW E36. Yep, Rome gets the win. But hats off to the husband of the team, the Hansens, doing a great job. It was a great show. All right, here we go. This is a battle that I was not expecting to see. This is Master versus Young Padawan. Will the student surpass the Master? Right now we have the #1 qualifier in Ben Hobson. Both drivers rocking that field suspension. Both teammates this year in the pro circuit. This is gonna be a fierce battle. You guys want to get your cameras out and make sure you record this battle. And this is Ben Hobson. He's coming to us from Powder Springs, Georgia. You can hit him up at Ben Hobson 213. At Ben Hobson 213. He's at 1,000 horsepower, and he just loves drifting. I know this man loves drifting. But here's the thing: Odie didn't bring out his competition. So Odie he's going to have to utilize all those years of experience. Can he take out his younger partner here with almost, it looks like more than half the horsepower? He's at about 430 horsepower disadvantage. If you guys are taking pictures, video, go ahead and tag him at Odie Drift. He's coming to us from Phelan, California. Sponsored by Field Suspension and GT Radio. He's not going to give it to him. He said he was here to babysit Ben Hobson. So is Odie going to take Ben to school or what? What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Or is it going to be the other way around? I mean, that's a almost 600 horsepower difference between the two vehicles.
Right, but Odie had played a big part in putting Ben Hobson's car together.
Oh, absolutely.
So he knows the ins and outs of that vehicle.
Yeah. Well, how bad, Odie, do you want that lawnmower? Well, we're going to find out. Here we go. Ben Hobson out front. Odie right there on the door. Oh, Ben Hobson almost pushing him through that first outside zone. Here we go. Odie diving in the pocket again. Wow, look at Odie showing that experience. But Ben Hobson is a beast behind the wheel, just killing those outer zones. Look at the smoke as both cars make their way through that third and final outer zone. Give it up for Ben Hobson and Odie Botchkes. Wow. Ben Hobson, I mean, you know.
That was amazing.
That was. I'm telling you, Odie wants that lawnmower. He ain't messing around. He wants that lawnmower.
That's going to be the story of the evening.
Yeah.
Oh, and I just want to remind folks that this is the start of the Final Four.
Ah, the Final Four. There you go.
So we have not that many battles left.
We're almost winding down, folks. So if you haven't been taking pictures or recording video, you want to start doing that now. Right now, Odie's going to be out front. Ben Hobson's going to give chase. Odie putting down a stellar chase run. Ben, a beast in that lead position, just killing all those zones, doing a great job putting out a wall of smoke. This is going to be exciting. Let's see what happens when the drivers change positions. Odie's going to lead this time. Ben Hobson's going to give chase. Odie is about almost 600 horsepower, the underdog when it comes to horsepower. But here we go. Odie out front, Ben Hobson. Odie like right on that wall. And here we go. Ben Hobson. Look at those cars side by side. Teammate, look, Jedi Master, young Padawan. So look at Ben. Ben is all over Odie's door as the cars transition into that touch and go. And I can barely see it from here. Wow, look at Ben Hobson all over Odie's door as they come off the course.
This is not going to be an easy battle to decide. Give it up for both of these drivers, folks.
Yeah, this is what we need to see. You can't ask for anything more.
I mean, we're talking about this whole babysitting thing. Who's going to put who to bed?
Yeah, who's putting who to bed tonight? That's a good question. Oh man. Both drivers putting amazing forward. Now it's up to the judges to come up with a decision. We have some world-class judges, Zach Poloff, Mike Thomas, and Dustin Miller, all up there working in that tower, trying to figure out exactly who is going to win this battle. Or will it go one more time? You guys just want to see one more time? Yeah, I didn't even ask one or the other because it was too close to call for me.
Yeah, same here.
Looking to be one of the best battles so far in this competition. Once again, we are here at the Holley LS Fest West, brought to you by eBay Motors, and this is the Tire Streets Drift Challenge, sponsored by Moto IQ. And it's been an amazing weekend so far. We're still going to have drifting tomorrow, even though this is the end of the competition. Tonight, we got a few more battles to go to crown a victor. But come back tomorrow, all right? Don't give me more drifting tomorrow. It's just going to be a fun tandem time. We'll probably see a few extra drivers out here tomorrow that weren't competing or that got eliminated early in competition. So it should be close to 40 drivers out here tomorrow just having a good time, just tandem practice, throwing down with the bros, having a good time. And there you have it. It looks like it's one more time. Well deserved, well deserved. Well played, judges, well played. So we're probably going to let these guys change some tires, I assume. So we're going to get some fresh meat on those tires. And it looks like we're going to go up to the next battle, which is going to be Rome CP. and Matt Kaufman. This is going to be a great battle. This is going to be a great battle here. Rome CP is an absolute monster behind the wheel in that garagistic BMW E36. At 1,070 horsepower, he's going to have his hands hold up because he's going to have to battle. Matt Kaufman has been the Terminator tonight. I mean, this man has been taking out competitor after competitor. I just got panged with something. Right in the chest with something. You know, Matt Kaufman, he's dangerous, man. He's dangerous.
Might have to set up a clear net.
Yeah, or a force field or something. I don't know. Matt Kaufman, an absolute monster, giving us a little taste of his tires every time he comes out. I don't know if he doesn't want us to see it or what. I don't know. Is it like a smoke screen?
Maybe he thinks we're the judges and he's trying to like blind our judgment.
I see. Well, sorry, pal. Judges are on the other end and they're up in the air. Joke's on you. All right. Rome is going to lead. Matt Kaufman going to give chase. Both drivers amazing behind the wheel. Here we go. Rome out front. Both drivers almost initiating right into the wall. Matt Kaufman right there with Rome CP as they make their way through that first outside zone. Wow, Matt Kaufman really using all that angle in the chase position. Rome actually pulling away about a car and a half or so. But now it looks like Matt Kaufman's diving back in the pocket. Both drivers coming around that third and final outer zone. Almost side by side through that tire splash zone. Whoa! I don't know if somebody tapped the wall there or not, but they did come at an angle pretty fiercely. Yeah, Matt Kaufman's excited. Look how, I mean, he just books it on the track.
Well, that was quite interesting.
That was.
Yeah, it's hard to see exactly what happened there, but yeah, let's see what happens on this second half of the battle.
Yeah, it was really hard to see, but here we go. Matt Kaufman's going to be up front. Rome CP going to give chase. These guys are just insane. This is an insane battle right here, folks. If you've never seen drifting before, I'm telling you, this is about as good as it's going to get. All right, Matt Kaufman, that car has seen battle. You can just tell by looking at it. Rome CP is a tactician. I mean, that man knows how to put the car where he wants. Both drivers make their way down the straight. Wow, look at Matt riding that wall on initiation, but Rome CP right there with them. Nice transition by both drivers. Look at Rome, diving in the pocket. Oh my goodness, Rome looks like he's pushing him through that second outside zone. Both cars transition around that inside touch and go, both back on the throttle through that third and final outer zone. Give it up for Matt Kaufman and Rome CP. All right. How do you call that? Are we going to be here all night with just one more time after one more time? I don't know.
It's possible.
Yeah, no.
Quite possible.
I don't think they got enough tires for that. We'll get them tires, right? All right, judges got to make this call. Is it going to be Rome CP or Matt Kaufman? Rome CP in that BMW garagistic E36. And it looks like Rome gets the win. Rome CP's getting the win. And, let's stop him. He's like, listen, you need to chill out, pal. Don't be doing burnouts on your way out. Just relax, ease out the course. Rome taking the victory, and it's pretty exciting. I don't know. So now, I believe we're going to find out if they're going to do that battle for third. If so, then Matt Kaufman will be battling against the loser of the next two drivers. We'll see.
Wow, it's been a crazy weekend so far.
It's been a great weekend. It's been hot, but it's been worth it. Every minute of it. We got to see some world-class battles. Hopefully, made several new drift fans out here. And as we mentioned several times, if you're just seeing drifting for the first time, as Ben mentioned, and you want to get into it, reach out to these drivers, reach out to the crew. They're all full of information, willing to share. So right now, we need to we got a one more time battle between Odie and Ben Hobson. So we're going to see how.
Yeah, so I just got confirmation that there will be a battle for third place.
Okay. And so
Matt Kaufman is going to do battle with whoever is the loser of Odie and Ben.
Ben. Okay, so there you go. So Matt Kaufman, we don't want you to go anywhere, pal. Get some fresh tires on because you need to be ready to do battle. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us. This is the Holley LS Fest West, brought to you by eBay Motors, and you're watching the Tire Streets Drift Challenge, sponsored by Moto IQ. And we're just trying to get these drivers to get some fresh tires on. We want to make sure they are ready to do battle. Tires, that's important.
I was just thinking about it. It's been a great year for Rome so far. He's actually just looks like he has a vehicle that's able to match his driving ability. And it's really showing in not only in the Formula Drift stage, but also here at the LS Fest stage.
You know what's also interesting is Rome CP said this is the first competition he's ever won was an LS Fest.
Okay.
So he would love to be able to take another victory tonight, right? Kind of, he's been on that winning streak. Like I said, he's been winning a lot of competitions. So this being one of the first competitions he's ever won, coming out here, I'm sure he'd love to take home a victory tonight. But he's got some fierce competitors to get through before that happens, which could be, it's either going to be Ben Hobson or Odie. Both drivers fully capable.
Babysitting battle.
Who's putting who to bed? We're going to find out. How bad does Odie want that lawnmower? Are they having a discussion right now in the pits, right? They share the same pit. They're team members. Actually, Odie is the boss.
Right.
Is it okay to defeat your boss? I don't know.
In certain circumstances, I'm sure.
Yeah. Everybody wins, right?
Or maybe they're trying to figure out what bedtime story to tell one another.
Okay. There you go. Could be. Or maybe the deal is if Ben wins, Ben's got to buy Odie a lawnmower.
Hey!
That could be it. So if you win, you got to buy me a lawnmower, bud.
Right. I mean, if Odie wins, it'd be great to see him in that LS-powered lawnmower or at the LS Fest Texas. That
would be nice. Once again, folks, thank you guys for joining us out here. It has been a hot day, but what a way to end the drift portion of the event. Got a beautiful sunset. You can see the lights from the strip all the way from here. It's been an amazing weekend. This being my first time here, all I could say is I have just been wowed by not just the turnout. Holley is doing an amazing job with this LS Fest. We also want to thank the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for hosting it. And oh, it looks like you're running some technical difficulties, Ben.
Yep, I'm short-circuiting.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Yeah, we even got an air show, too.
We did. There was a lot of jets flying over yesterday. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. No, definitely a great event. If you guys haven't made it to LS Fest before, those of you guys that may be watching this on YouTube, you may want to make plans next year to come out, because this event is it's an event you don't want to miss. If you can make it out here, come out here. It's a beautiful city surrounded by beautiful mountains, beautiful people, and an event like this, it's all fun. The drivers are out here. Yes, it's a competition, but it's not a points race championship series, so they can be aggressive, but they can have fun at the same time. Take that little bit of stress off. Plus, we have a lot of new drivers out here. As I mentioned before, it's a full spectrum, and we have one of the drivers out here. Okay. Oh, no. You may want to run. I can't make that call, my friend. Let's get Webb, if James Webb is over here, or Nick. Yeah, go over there. Thank you. Okay, so I'm not going to say what's going on, but we just had Rome CP come up to us and share a little bit of information that might make the end of this competition give a little twist. We're going to wait. He's talking with one of the track officials now. And Rome, I mean, the man's a gentleman, 100%. Just what he told us and how, if this pans out the way he said that he's willing to let it pan out, I mean, the man's an absolute gentleman. So just stay tuned. Wow, what do you think? Did you hear what he said?
Parts of it.
Enough
and enough to know that there are some very heavy implications, right?
Well, but you know what?
Towards
like,
the championship.
But
well, not
well,
championship,
I
but
mean, for today's
for
competition,
today's
right?
competition,
Who's going to
right,
get crowned the champion? But well, we'll see. I mean, but I like what he proposed because he's more concerned about the show than himself, and that is a huge show of character, and that right there is well. I'm not going to talk anymore because I want to wait for the official decision, see exactly what they're going to do. But I was already a fan, so I can't say you got a new fan. But may have some new fans after if this goes the way I think it might go.
Well, let's not pay too much attention. We
Yeah.
still have another battle to worry about. Who's going to go up against, who's going to go into the final battle?
Right.
And that is between Odie and Ben.
Which I see Odie and Ben both pulling up to the line now. Into the burnout box. Wow, Odie making way for Ben. This is the student versus the teacher, or boss versus employee, maybe we should say, because Ben Hobson's been at it for a while. He's not new to drifting. I mean, he is a young fella, right? Odie definitely being the veteran of the sport.
Yeah, we've been following along Ben Hobson's career for a significant amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen him with a different Nissan 240. We've seen him in a Mustang.
Yeah.
Of all the vehicles, I never would have expected him in a Mustang.
No, not at all.
But he's here with
I think
his,
he's at home in that Nissan 240.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
It's the first car that we got introduced to
Yeah.
when we met Ben Hobson.
Yeah, and he's always out to have a good time, tandem with the bros, right? Always a smile on his face. You can see him when he's out there having a blast. He pulls up after a run, and the man is just like, he's shaking his fist, he's shaking his head. He's so excited. And that's what we love to see, because that's what we're here to have. It's a competition, but it's still about having fun. I think some of the best advice that I heard in the pits, and I believe it came from Nick Swan. He's like, hey, listen, have fun. That's what it's about. If you just focus on having fun, you're gonna do well.
Oh, hang on, just gotta.
Okay, we're gonna get some official word. Okay. Hold on, we're getting the official word. We can. No, hold on. We just want to make sure we got all the facts. We got our fact checker working hard and making sure we're verifying that information. Well, I want to thank you folks for hanging in through this hot but beautiful day here at the Holley LS Fest West at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. You've been watching the Drift Challenge brought to you by Tire Streets and Moto IQ. Apologize for the pause in action, but we definitely need to get some things squared away before we can advance on with the competition. Out on the track while he's warming up his tires. We're going to go ahead and divulge that information. So basically what happened is Rome CP suffered some major damage to his power steering. He said he will not be able to compete in the competition. So he is bowing out of the competition, giving Matt Kaufman the win. He's taking himself his spot, but he said, hey, listen, I want to see battles tonight. I don't want my failure to be an end of the competition. So he's giving Matt Kaufman the win. He's going to take fourth. Matt Kaufman is going to battle the loser of this competition for third. Wow, that is huge. That is absolutely huge. That's what we're going to do because he's battling out. So typically we see the first and second place battle go last.
Right.
But that's not what we're going to see here tonight.
So whoever wins from this battle is going to battle Matt Kaufman.
Whoever loses this battle is going to battle Matt Kaufman. No, whoever wins. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Don't shake your head. Okay, I'm just trying to get this. Whoever wins is going to battle Matt Kaufman. Yes, I stand corrected. I'm sorry. Anyways, Ben Hobson out front. Wow, look at Odie right on the back bumper, right almost into the door. Ben Hobson, look at Odie applying that pressure, getting into that pocket. Ben Hobson doing a great job in that chase position. Both cars transitioning side by side. Wow, look at all that smoke out there. Ben Hobson on fire. Odie right there with him. You wouldn't think he has half the horsepower. So, but I want to make sure I clear this out correctly because I misspoke. The winner of this battle is going to battle Matt Kaufman for the win. The winner of this battle will battle Matt Kaufman. Would have originally been Rome CP, but Rome CP had mechanical failure and he bowed out of the competition to skirt his fourth, so he's going to take the fourth place position. But that's allowing Matt Kaufman to battle right now the winner of this battle right here between Odie Botchkiss and his teammate Ben Hobson. Right now, Odie out front. Ben going to give chase. Odie just put a stellar chase run down. Ben doing an amazing job in the lead position, right? It's just, this is the one more time battle already, I believe, correct?
Yes, it is. And one thing I noticed is this time around, Odie did not fall back towards the end of the final turn like he did in the previous battle. So it seems like this is perhaps a case of when, with the one more time battles, you're getting to know more of your competitors' nuances, the way how they're going to transition, the way where they're going to lay on the power, went back off. And it really showed how Odie was able to capitalize on the opportunity to not make the same mistake like he did in the previous run in order to be able to get side by side with Ben at the final turn.
Yeah, so this is going to be exciting. Hopefully we can get a winner here. Will it be Ben Hobson or Odie? Both drivers' teammates out here battling out competitor after competitor, now facing each other in what could be for first place position depending on who wins and if they can take out Matt Kaufman. Here we go. Odie out front. Look at Ben Hobson right on the door of Odie Botchkiss as they make their way throughout the course. Odie doing a great job filling out that first outer zone, getting nice and deep into that second outside zone. But Ben Hobson is all over Odie as both cars final transition, going through that inside touch and go. And here we go, both cars full throttle on the way out through that third and final outer zone. Give it up for Odie Botchkiss and Ben Hobson. My goodness.
It might be too close to call.
It might be too close to call. So Rome CP being out of competition, not going to be able to battle anymore. He's basically in fourth place position. So the loser of this battle is going to automatically get third place, and then we're going to have to battle for first and second.
All right, what's going to happen?
Judges are still deliberating. This is already one more time battle. I don't know, how many guys think Odie Botchkiss got the win? No, not too much. What about Ben Hobson? You guys just holding out because you want to see one more time, right? No? Oh, man. You guys frozen choke. Can't hear anything.
I mean, they may not
flip a coin. I heard flip a coin. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's flip a coin. We'll make them arm wrestle. We'll get the table out here and make them arm wrestle for it. Or dance battle. I think a dance battle would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we make that happen. We have the soundtrack. We have the speakers.
Yeah, we can do a little dance battle. So I don't know, it's going to be Ben Hobson from Powder Springs, Georgia, or Odie Botchkiss from Phelan, California. You can check out Ben Hobson at Ben Hobson 213. You can check out Odie at Odie Drift. If you're taking pictures or video, make sure you tag him. Ben Hobson in that Pedal Commander, Field Suspension, Motegi Racing Wheels and Coral Works, Nissan 240. And his teammate, team captain, I assume, Odie in that Field Suspension GT Radial 1990 Nissan 240SX. And there you have it. Ben Hobson gets the win. Whoa, so I guess, Odie, hey Ben, you got to buy the man a lawnmower. I mean, he really wanted that lawnmower. Wow, interesting turn of events, huh? Yeah. Now I wonder if Odie's wishing he brought that
competition car.
The competition car, right? His pro car, but nonetheless, Ben Hobson now, he's got to battle Matt Kaufman. And yes, Matt Kaufman, the man's a force, man. I mean, he's been a rocket ship. I mean, that car has been on point. And unfortunately, but what a show of sportsmanship of Rome CP. That's just amazing. I mean, he came up here, he's like, listen, this is what's going on. Who do I need to talk to? This is what I want to do. I want to relinquish my position, give it to Matt Kaufman so we can see somebody battle, right? We don't want to see, just somebody just take first place by default, right? And he's like, hey, listen, I want to see good battles. So big shout out to Rome CP for doing that.
Yeah, it just reminds me of a previous instance where Rome suffered a transmission failure.
Oh, that's right.
And he actually had to borrow one from Alec Hollandale.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that Rome knocked out Alec Hollandale from the top qualifying spot.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy the turn of events how that happened.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of crazy things. We've seen, like you said, you've seen drivers give parts to other drivers, and then those borrowed parts end up causing them to lose, you know. But hey, it's all about nice battles. It's all about good competition, having a good time. At the end of the day, everybody's going to be back in the pits, grabbing a few drinks, hanging out, and just talking about the event. And these are memories being made, right? And hopefully we have several new drift fans out there. Big shout out to Holley LS Fest West for putting this together. The idea behind this event is to bridge that gap between all these motorsports, put everything together in just one massive festival. Like, just, you got drag racing, you got dirt guys out on the dirt jumping limousines, all type of crazy stuff going on. We have LSs and
almost everything.
Everything, airplanes to jet skis. I never thought I'd say that. And we had
that must be fun.
Well, on the jet ski or the airplane? I think I would go with the jet ski. I'm not sure.
Ski, yeah.
LS powered airplane. I'm not saying it's not reliable. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I'll go on the jet ski.
Maybe we could get like a pool, one of those like inflatable pools, and then have the jet ski for
do
product,
a little demo.
Yeah, product demonstration.
Oh, we get a little slip and slide down here, fill it up, and have them just do like a run down the strip.
Hey, that'd be great.
That would be great. I know you folks don't want to hear us ramble, but we're just trying to kill some time here, because we're going to get Matt Kaufman and Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson's got to change some tires, so I'm sure they're over there swapping, putting some fresh meat on them on the back of that car so they can burn some more tires. So what was the most impactful moment of the competition for you, Ben?
Just seeing some, it's hard to say, but it definitely, one of the things that stood out to me is just how you're starting to see some fierce competitive battles towards the start of the top 16. And usually like it starts to get more intense towards the end of the day, but it was great to see like some of the heavy hitters just starting off the gate and putting down some great runs. But the other thing that really stood out is just the amount of smoke that some of these cars are just putting down on the track, and it's just making it difficult for us to see exactly what is going on. So if it's difficult for us, I can't imagine how difficult it must be for the judges that are out there. But luckily though, they're at a different vantage point, so they can see things that we can't. So they're probably getting a better look as to everything that's going down around the track.
Yeah. Actually, can I move the camera? I'll move the camera a little bit. Let's see where the judges are.
Oh, yeah.
So we are by the burnout box. So those of you guys that are watching online on the live stream, the judges are over in that yonder area over there. Let me see if I can zoom in here. I'm not a cameraman, so please forgive me. Let's see here. Yeah, there they are. There they are. They're the judges.
Gotcha.
Right on camera there. That is our judges, Zach Poloff, Mike Thomas, Dustin Miller, up in the tower. They've been sitting in the sun. We've been fortunate enough to be under a tent, but those three gentlemen have just been getting beat on by that sun all day. Thankfully, the sun is finally down. the weather's finally started to cool down a little bit. But those are our 3 judges.
Not just the sun, but also the rubber too.
Yeah, the rubber. I mean, they're right into that tire splash zone, which is right there.
Maybe we should put one of those the banners up there. That way the judges could get some cover.
Yeah, to block the dust, right?
Well, dust, dirt, rubber,
Yeah.
and potentially parts too. Cones. We've seen cones flying in the air.
All right, we're I apologize for this break in the action. We still have one more battle to go. We're just giving these drivers time to fuel up their vehicle, go back, get some new tires on the vehicle, so that way they can go out there and battle. So,
and also make any necessary repairs that they need to do. It could be a thing where a spotter or one of their crew members surveying the car maybe noticed something out of line or something that could potentially break, and they're just making sure that the car is in tip-top shape for battle.
Right, so that's very important. So I know you guys don't want to hear us ramble, so we're just going to kind of hang out, and we'll keep you up to date once we hear those cars start up and get to this last battle. As mentioned before, Rome CP, having power steering issues, said he would not be able to drive the vehicle, and he said he wouldn't be able to repair it in the time needed. So going ahead and taking himself out of competition, claiming that 4th spot, and then handing the win to Matt Kaufman. And then as we saw...
Well, it's also avoiding a 3rd place battle too.
Right, because it would be not only would he have to battle again, but he would have maybe possibly 2 more battles, maybe even 3 if he had to go one more time.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Rome CP and that Garagistic BMW E36, showing a lot of class. And I'm sure Matt Kaufman is definitely happy with that decision, because now he has a chance to take home the crown today.
And unfortunately, he has another chance to throw a lot of smoke towards us.
Oh, yeah.
Blind us with his smoke, which is has become a staple of his signature card, or if you want to call it that.
Indeed, indeed. I see, I believe that's Matt Kaufman there. Looks like he's getting ready to pull up to the burnout box, so we might get started shortly, but we're still waiting for Ben Hobson. And this is going to be the battle for 1st and 2nd.
Yep, someone's going home with some
Right.
cash, some prizes, and a jacket.
Yeah, yeah.
Tim, anything that's out for you this weekend so far?
I think the thing that I've enjoyed most is watching a husband and wife team go out there and battle out, and then teammates like Ben and Odie go out there. And I really wasn't paying attention to the bracket early on, so I wasn't even thinking it would almost come down to a teammate versus teammate battle. So I think that's pretty exciting to watch how that turned out. But I'm just really impressed by not just the driving. I'm impressed by the crew out there. We have a great crew assembled. Holley is just doing an amazing job out just putting this event together, bridging that gap. So it's just been an all-star weekend for me. I'm going to be talking about this event for years to come for sure.
And the crew doing a good job of just putting the track consistently back together again. And it's been a long weekend, and it hasn't been easy with the weather and the temperatures. But they pulled through.
Yeah, but shout out to all the drivers. All the drivers that came out here today battling the weather. I mean, great weather as far as no rain and everything like that. Well, I don't think it ever rains here, but battling that heat, right? Battling that heat, getting their cars where they need to be.
Oh, okay. I see Ben Hobson.
Yep, that's Ben Hobson. And I'll have to say this is my favorite moment right now. Watching this battle, first and second place. Here we go. Ben Hobson in that pedal commander field suspension Nissan 240SX out in the burnout box, trying to scrub those front tires. He's ready to do battle, working his way through competitor after competitor, taking out his boss through the competition. Now, that crown, that title of Holley LS Fest Champion 2023 is in his reach, but he's going to have to get past Matt Kaufman. Matt Kaufman is a beast behind the wheel. The man is fully capable of taking out Ben Hobson. For both drivers, it's not going to be easy. Ben, are you ready you ready to breathe a little smoke?
I got no other choice.
Right in the mix here. You know, starting off, Matt Kaufman's like, okay, not too bad. And he's going to come right in front of us. Right with the tires. There he goes. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Oh, he's not done. Oh, it's not enough. All right. Tires.
There he goes.
Okay. All right. So
the weather looks like it's playing in our favor because it's blowing away the smoke from us.
The joke's on you, Matt.
Ha ha.
Ha ha. Can't see them though. I can see taillights.
Yeah, that's just, it looks like it's going to linger on for a bit.
Yeah, but it looks like they are locked and loaded. From what I can tell, Ben Hobson, he's going to lead first. Matt Kaufman's going to give chase. Both drivers putting down stellar runs, run after run, battle after battle. Here they go. Arms dropped. Ben Hobson out front. Matt Kaufman right there behind him. Both drivers initiating almost right into the wall. Look at Matt Kaufman side by side with Ben Hobson. Ben Hobson putting on a smoke show. Full throttle. Nice. Filling out that second outside zone. Hopefully we can see something. And it does look like Ben Hobson's maybe about a car ahead of Matt Kaufman. Matt Kaufman doing a great job in a chase position. But Ben Hobson just fending off that attack pretty well.
Yeah, and it's really hard to see exactly what happened, but the only thing that I can tell is that Matt Kaufman fell behind a bit against Ben Hobson, so it may be a matter of just this second half of the battle deciding a victor for tonight's event.
That's right. Both drivers locked and loaded, ready to go. Now Matt Kaufman's going to lead. Ben Hobson's going to give chase. Who will it be? Who's going to take home the championship title? Who's going to be able to have those bragging rights and say they won at the Holley LS Fest West in Las Vegas? We'll see shortly. All right. Arms up, arms down, and away they go. Matt Kaufman out front. Ben Hobson giving chase. Both drivers, nice initiation. Ben Hobson almost right on the back bumper of Matt Kaufman. Oh my goodness. Ben Hobson is really attacking, diving in the pocket. Matt Kaufman's doing what he can to try to pull ahead, but it's not working. Ben is right there, side by side. Both drivers working away through that third and final outer zone. Give it up for Matt Kaufman and Ben Hobson. Good Lord Almighty. All right, put your hands together for these two drivers. Put your hands together. These drivers do an amazing job. It's like been an endurance battle through this heat and everything. I think we're going to get the judges down here and have them make a decision down here.
Well, we have to see because it may go one more time.
That's true. It could go one more time.
It could go one more time, so they may line the drivers back up.
We do have a winner. We're not going to quite announce it yet. We do have a winner. So we're going to have the drivers kind of hang out here. We can go ahead and announce our fourth, third, and second, first place winners. All right, pulling them over there by the audience. And it does look like we have Odie on his way. We do know Rome CP did suffer vehicle damage, so he, by bowing out of competition, will be fourth place. Since Rome can't compete, automatically giving third place to Obachki. So really the question comes down to who's going to take first and take that crown. I don't know yet. They haven't fed the answer to me yet. So, folks, as soon as I get that answer, I'll let you know. But we want to get those drivers out. Once again, we want to thank everybody for joining us out here today at the Holley LS Fest West in Las Vegas. We want to thank Tire Streets, and we want to thank Moto IQ. Without the sponsors, that's what we need. We need these sponsors to get on board to have events like this to bridge that gap between motorsports and hopefully creating many new drift fans. And did you guys have some fun? Did you guys have some fun watching this drifting? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's been a blast for me as well, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. So as soon as I get word on who wins, we'll go ahead and make that announcement. As you can see, the judge is walking over to go ahead and congratulate the drivers. All the drivers having a great time out here. Everybody made it out safe. You know, had some mechanical failures, had some bumpers fall off, you know, some wall taps, some cone ejections, and just a little bit about it, just a little bit of everything out here. What do you think, Ben?
Just when you think it's over, just when you think there couldn't be any more surprises, it just keeps getting. You just keep getting surprised.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know how else to put it. It's been an amazing weekend, just a great weekend. Just the support from the drivers, the crew, the fans, the spectators. It's just we really appreciate it. Not only do we appreciate it, but all the staff and personnel that helped to put this event together.
All right, just still waiting to get word. All right, there you have it. Odie Botchke's taking third place. Odie Botchke's taking third place. So now it's the question, who got first and who got second? I still don't have the official word on who the winner was. So I'm going to announce first. I'll make the announcement for first. It's going to be between Matt Kaufman and Ben Hobson. All right, Ben Hobson gets the win. Ben Hobson gets the win. Ben Hobson crowned Holley LS Fest West Champion 2023. Coming in second place is Matt Kaufman. Well deserved. We got two team members out there. Odie Botchke's taking third. Ben Hobson taking first. Matt Kaufman, great job. Hats off to all the drivers. Once again, we want to thank everybody for joining us. We hope you're back here next year. We hope you can make it to all the LS Fest competitions. We've had a blast out here. Ben, thank you so much for hosting with me.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to go ahead and call it night. Want to thank Holley LS Fest. Want to thank Tire Streets and Moto IQ. And this has been the Holley LS Fest just a West Championship here, brought to you by eBay Motors. And this has been the the Tire Streets Drift Challenge. And it's, man, what a long day. Thank you guys so much for watching. We look forward to seeing you in the future. Guys, have a great night.